So guys, Reverend Ezekiel Dachumo has replied Gumi, who was spotted in Turkey, saying there is nothing like Christian genocide happening in Nigeria, that Christians are burying empty coffins. The same Gumi is said to have made this statement. Take a look. It says, recent terrorist attack is tip of iceberg unless Nigerian government negotiates with bandits. This is what Gumi is said to have said. So recently I shared with you guys that 6 officials from the Ministry of Defense were kidnapped by these terrorists, and now they are demanding for 150 million naira. Guess what? Nigerians woke up to this latest news that says Boko Haram terrorists ambush Nigerian military convoy in Borno, abduct Brigadier General. This is a today's headline. And guess what? Even Premium Times has confirmed it, saying it is not only the brigadier that was kidnapped, that soldiers were bite. Take a look. It says ISWAP ambushes Nigerian military convoy, reportedly kidnaps General. Buys soldiers. So guys, this is today's headline, and that is what Nigerians are saying about insecurity in this country. Now let me take you through some of the reactions coming from Nigerians. This person said, these are the people claiming there is no genocide, no Christian genocide in Nigeria. Victims do not need outsiders to define their pain. Their own stories clearly show genocide. And the person said, number 1 person, President Bola Tinubu, Muslim. Vice President Kasim Shettima, Muslim. National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, Muslim. ECOWAS Chief Omar Tore, Muslim. AU Chief Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, Muslim. UN Representative Amina Mohammed, Muslim. Information Minister Mohammed Idris, Muslim. Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tuga, Muslim. These are the people telling the world there is no Christian genocide happening in Nigeria, while Nigerians can see and feel the pain themselves. Now, see how Nigerians are reacting after these terrorists, attacked and kidnapped a brigadier general and by some soldiers. This person say, if Tinubu does not fix terrorism now, a terrorist will soon become the commander-in-chief of the country called Nigeria. And this other person said, these guys chill in Aso Rock while our soldiers die at the hands of Boko Haram. Investing more in surveillance techniques is too big for this Nigerian government. So guys, it's not a matter of the equipment. It's a matter of, having people who are not sympathizers with this, who are not sympathizing with these terrorists. Now, this person now said, the silence of water does not mean there's no crocodile in it. If general can be kidnapped, what's the plight of an ordinary man? Their negotiator, Gumi, is around now. That's not a problem. Later, Nigerian government will grant these monsters pardon, then reintegrate them into the army. And this other person here said, I think Donald Trump government is not serious to upturn and stop these monsters that call themselves Muslim extremists, jihad terrorists that's ravaging Nigeria. If the terrorists can ambush military convoy and kidnap army brigadier general, so what is the state of an ordinary citizen? So guys, this is the question Nigerians are asking. What is the state of an ordinary citizen? I'm just going to allow you to take your time and watch these videos. Take your time and watch this video. And honestly, it's heartbreaking that we are experiencing all this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.
That this grave, that 27 people are lying on this grave. And by God's grace, we are going to build this grave. It's yet to be built because people are still mourning. People are still in trauma. So we allow people to subside in their pain, so that we come one day, we'll rebuild this monument. And the name of the people that have been destroyed, killed, together with children, we'll all label it out as that of Dogona Hawa. My fellow brothers, as I'm here, people were crying. Why should Sheikh Gumi open his mouth and say it was an empty corpse? All Nigerian lawyers, I'm begging you in the name of Jesus Christ, those that have the heart of Christ, the Son, we are going to sue Sheikh Gumi, and this place, they are going to guide it. I've told the security, the youth, all the youth, make sure you guide it, because Fulani terrorists are still coming back to come and remove the corpse. So that to prove to their sheikh that it was an empty corpse. So another war has been raised. All Birom youth should be on red alert. War is on ground already. Sheikh Gumi has said war. We are in pain, but he has more pain to us. 27 people are on the ground, and he's saying it's an empty cross. Director of SSS, the GOC, Chief of Staff, let me tell you, If all of you are not terrorists, you will all be present here. The youth, we are ever ready. We are going to dig the graves. World press, camera should come to this place. We are ready to remove the corpse before the eyes of anybody. I will open the coffin one after the other. World press, send your press to this place. American press, Canada, I'm begging you. World press, Al Jazeera, I'm begging you, come to this place. Fox News, come. Let us dig. Because Sheikh Gumi says it's an empty grave. We are not a religion of liars. Christianity doesn't lie. They know. But Islam is a religion of liars. So all the children of Islam are a bunch of liars. They came out and said there's no genocide. And the so-called Khan, they joined them because their light is dead. They don't have any light again. They have lost their saltiness. That's why Islam is marching on Khan and give them a decision what they will do. Come and see what is happening. As I'm going around, the last grave, there can take 27 people, and it took 27 people that are right here on the ground. This is the distance. As the grave is so large, because the people that can order this is the High Court, Court of Judges. The Chief Judge, they have to give order until I meet our lawyers. And I will challenge the federal government for not arresting Gumi. If it is a Christian that says that it's all corpses that have been buried in Zamfara Casina, I could have been in danger. The Council of Islamic could have sued me to the federal government to arrest me. They will make a press release.
Where he was standing in that grave and that mass burial was going on. For many people who didn't grow up in northern Nigeria, they may not understand that that is a site that many of us grew up looking at. We who grew up in northern Nigeria. You in particular, because you are from Plateau State and you've been representing the people of Plateau State for a very long time. How did you feel when you saw Reverend Ezekiel standing in that grave talking about a Christian genocide in your state?
To be frank, Killer, any Plateau person that usually sees such a scene goes in with grief, anger, and when someone is grieving at that very particular moment with anger, you will know an individual loses his emotional intelligence, that whatsoever solution that is available for him to solve this problem, he'll be part of it. So saying that every day and all the time it happens, it makes us wonder that what solution can we have to end this at this very particular moment? And it has reached to a certain point that we now look as if life does not matter. That if you can see people and you can see the Reverend in that particular mood and point in time, because as Christians, the Reverend usually come to pray. So that has been his routine. Instead of him going to encourage people, going out for evangelism, going out to preach every single day. That is a routine of many pastors, not just him. That was just him in his own particular environment. But I can tell you a lot of pastors at different sites do the same thing. Either one dead body, 2, 3. So saying that as a leader and as a representative and one who always interact with the people, I'm filled with anger. That,
was he?
So
was he? Because that clip has gone viral. It's on CBS. It's on every news station, and you know, Christian sentiments around the world. You know, it's quite shocking. You know, for a lot of people. Is there a Christian genocide in Plateau State?
You know, it's unfortunate that that authorities have allowed what has been happening on the plateau to now have a religious coronation, because this has been killings that started many years ago.
Is it a Christian genocide, though?
Absolutely, because who are the majority there? Who are the majority there? Who are the people that have been killed? So, had it been if it were Muslims that have been killed over the years, it would be Muslim genocide. But absolutely, for how many years that our people have been killed, majority are Christians that were killed. So definitely it's Christians genocide. So it's just unfortunate that it has reached to a point that it now has a religious coronation on. But the major center point that I said was, and has there been genocide taking place on the plateau or not? So let's not ignore the fact that these killings have been going on so many years. Let's not ignore the fact that communities have been wiped out over the years.
Who is the perpetrator?
Absolutely. So
who is the perpetrator?
You and I has always been here that whenever it happens, all we usually hear is that perpetrators will be brought to book. And many years ago, the book of the perpetrators has been empty, but the book of people that have been killed is now filled up in volumes, and that's why people are now crying, and that's why it now has the coronation of Christian genocide, because majority of the people in the book that has been killed are Christians. So let's not divide ourselves into looking at what is happening because that it's Christian. Who cried out? Christians cried out. Who have been killed? Christians have been killed. So definitely it will have that coronation.
But there are times when Muslims have been killed, even in your state.
Absolutely. So
even because I know your state is a Christian-dominated state, but many people say there have been years when Muslims have been killed as well.
Absolutely. So you see, that's why I said it's unfortunate that we have allowed it to take this religious coronation. And the other good side that I looked at, the 12 states that the United States have mentioned out for intervention. And for me, I don't want us to look at it as invasion. It's intervention.
Well, it's the words. It's the words that President Donald Trump
For me as a lawmaker, it's now left for the Nigerian government to come to the table with their own bilateral relationship agreement for intervention. Those are the intervention. This is where we are lacking to address the issue of insecurity. Because from the 12 states, you have Jigawa, you have Zamfara. Who are the majority there? Have people been killed in Jigawa and Zamfara or not? They have been killed. So, are you telling me that the majority of the people that have been killed in Jigawa and Zamfara are Christians? No, they are Muslims. But who cried out first? The Christians cried out first, and that's why it has the coronation of a Christian genocide. The Christian cried out first. So we want to see the imams crying out in Zamfara. We want to see the imams crying out in Jigawa. We want to see the imams and the Christians coming together to cry out that, look, this issue is now a national genocide. So until we agree on that perspective, that is a national genocide, Christians are being killed, on the plateau in Benue and other places in southern Kaduna and so on. So as a Christian, my people are being killed. So definitely that coronation of Christian genocide is there. Let's not use religion, ethnicity, and tribalism to be hypocritical about the issue of the genocide that is happening in this country. Because the major center focus is that people are being killed. Nigerians are being killed. Christians are being killed. Muslims are being killed. Pagans are being killed. But at the end of it all, the responsibility of government, as is being prescribed by the Constitution, which has given the president the power, is to protect lives and properties. That's the first responsibility of the president. That's the first responsibility of every leader. That's what the Constitution prescribes. Before any other giving any other responsibility, be it the economic, the first point of it is that to protect lives and property.
Have they failed in that?
Absolutely, they have failed in that.
When the
when lives and properties are no longer failed, people no longer feel the impact of any government intervention economically. People no longer feel any impact because what are you talking to me about road or light when I'm not safe?
The concept of asking for help. In fairness, a lot of people who are in government right now did the same thing. I don't forget, at least, but many Nigerians may have forgotten that there was a time when a group of leaders went to meet Senator John Kerry, remember?
Absolutely.
And say, oh, look at Christian persecution in this country. We've seen that when former late President Muhammadu Buhari was in office. I remember same Donald Trump asked him to his face, why are you killing Christians in your country? Because that's intelligence that we have.
Yeah.
For some people who are watching this, so the idea that people have reached out to the American government and say, look, we need help, we're being killed. There are areas where people say this is politics taken too far.
Yeah.
Why would you air our dirty laundry like that and put us in a position where we're now dealing with someone who has said, I'm going to invade your country, guns are blazing, calling us a disgraced country.
When you have dirty clothes in the closet, when you have dirty clothes in the closet that you have not washed for long, what happens? It creates fungi. So that's the fungi we're all having now. So once the fungi becomes too much, it has bacteria and you become sick. When you repeat it, so having our saying that we have gone out with our dirty linens, for how long? All of us are now facing the bacteria that has been caused by insecurity.
So you welcome Donald Trump coming into this country. Guns are blazing.
You see, not guns are blazing. Me, I welcome any intervention that my people will have so that I will be safe. So that my people will be safe. Kella, you roll out the statistics. You know what it means to lose 11,000 people. You know what it means to lose almost 35% of your landmass. Do you know what it means that you have a lot of IDPs? Do you know what it means that today the next generation of Plateau people within my axis that have lost almost a generation, that children are being killed, that a pregnant woman will be opened up and her child be removed? It has happened. Do you know what it means that for you to go to the monument now in Dogo, Nahawa, and you read out the names of 500 people that have been killed, and today nobody is in jail for that? Do you know what it means that? So when people are at that level that have lost hope, people will be ready for anything. They don't care anymore because they have seen the worst. Let's not shy away from the fact. I expect that government should own up to the responsibility and have whatsoever bilateral relationship, the discussion they want to discuss with the US to seek for intervention. That's what I'm to seek for intervention. Look, you have the technology. Bring the technology. We have the intelligence. These are where these people are. So how can we bring technology and with the intelligence we have to be able to address this issue? Because government will not shy away from the fact that a lot of places and a lot of our territory within this country that have not yet been captured, we can't shy away from that fact. We can't shy away from the fact that when we start crying about this issue of insecurity in the plateau, we had about 30-something villages that were captured, communities that were captured. Today, we have over 60 of those communities that were captured. Oh. So now I should say that we should not accept any form of intervention and wait till it's 100 or all the communities have been captured by people we don't know, that people that have no single thing to add to the development of our. When we say, no, it was the Biron people that are crying. Oh no, Biron people don't like to welcome people. Oh, the Plateau people are not. But now, when this issue started, these people don't spare where tribe you are. They don't even spare at a point what religion you are. They don't spare. There are Biron people that are Muslims. They don't care whether you are Muslim. They wipe you out and take over your land.
All right, we'll talk about that land grabbing bit, because that is even in retired General Rogers's report. He mentioned that there's a lot of land grabbing going on. So we'll talk about that element when we come back from this break. Please stay with us on Hard Copy. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hard Copy right here on Channels Television. If you just joined us, we're discussing the concept of a Christian genocide, especially in Plateau State. And joining us is a lawmaker, or former lawmaker, representing Jos East and Jos South.
A former lawmaker that had judicial genocide that removed all of us from the office. You know what it means to remove 7 federal legislators and 16 House of Assembly members unjustly.
Mr. Babos, who removed
So who removed? Definitely
who
the court remover. So it was a judicial genocide. Well, let's go back to by the way, yeah.
But you're coming back, aren't you?
Yeah, by the grace of God.
Since you opened the door.
By the grace of God.
You opened this door. Is it true that you're running for Senate?
Absolutely, by the grace of God. We're running for
What
Senate.
party? I saw an article from the youth from Jos East.
No, Jos South.
Jos South.
My own village.
Yes, your hometown, where they were saying they wanted you to leave the PDP for your political future.
Yeah, well,
they say you should join the APC. Are you going to?
Even in the PDP today, who is going to sign my form? Is it the Abdul Rahman led NWC, or is it the Magun led NWC? I can tell you, Plateau is PDP, yes. We are so proud of PDP. But then you cannot win election on sentiments. That's the truth. We must tell us we cannot. So as of today, unless before 2027 election, that the PDP put its house in order, but definitely every politician will look for an alternative. So there is a time as a politician you have to listen to the voice of your people and know what the true situation is all about. But like I said, politics is all about ideology. So whatsoever ideology of my ideology, the ideology of my people, goes in line with the ideology of any political party, and that's what my people accept. We run.
Don't you have a time frame before it becomes too late for you to decide?
Yeah, well,
where you're going to run on.
But then you know that the Constitution and whatever gives waiver for whoever wants. So we're still consulting. But we have at the same time, we have a leader who is a governor, and we're so much in love with him. We're waiting to hear what he intends to do, because wheresoever he is, we'll definitely support him. But I can tell you, with the political ideology or loyalty to politics, this time around is evolving that loyalty to politics is to a candidate, not to a party. You know that. In as much as party is supreme, the supremacy of a party depends on the supremacy of the candidate. The most important thing for a Plateau person is for a Mutfang to be a governor. It's not for PDP to be the governor. It's not for APC to be the governor. It's not for, no. For the most important thing for a Plateau person is for a Mutfang to be a governor. That's just what is important. I was just looking at the Minister of Information reeling out people that have been arrested or people that have been prosecuted or people
convicted.
No, I have not seen. For me, the way I'm seeing nnamdi Kanu's trial, the way I'm seeing Terrörists' trial, that is the way I want to see the trial of people that were so-called arrested on the issue of the killings on the Plateau. So you can't tell me today that you have arrested 11,000 people, and I cannot verify or see the courts those 11,000 people are. I have not seen the press following the cases of these 11,000 people. I have not seen the jail that these 11,000 people are in today as a result of. So how do you want me to believe in what you've just said?
Are you alluding to the fact that there may be complacency?
Well, I don't know.
Or
my
collusion
own,
to ensure that these perpetrators of killings in your state get away with it?
My own is that my people have not yet gotten justice. That is just it. My people have not yet gotten justice. The blood that have been shed, the blood that are still crying, have not yet gotten justice. Even if the king of Saudi, that is a Muslim, today will tell Plateau people that, look, I'm coming to help you, Plateau people will accept. So it's not about because it's Trump. It's not about because we are Christians. It's about because we are looking for justice. So anywhere help will come from.
What is justice?
Want to accept. Justice, number one, justice for a Plateau person is that our lands are being given back to us.
Who are they?
Who are they? When you go there and you see most of these places are being condoned by government that we can no longer access. So
the communities, some people come take over the community, cordon
and when you go, when you try to get intelligence on what is happening there, you see a lot of mining activities going on there. So the narration at the end of the day, to our own understanding, is that most of these lands are being grabbed for mining activities, for our mineral resources.
By
because
who?
By who? Well, Kayla, that is the answer all of us are being asked. I'm asking every day. We know, I don't know, you know.
Are they foreigners? Are these people from, are they Muslims? Are they Christians? Are they from Plateau? Who are they?
90% of eyewitness, 90% of the voices, 90% of what we have seen so far, that the militias that usually come to kill our people in bikes and whatsoever usually speak full-footy. Our leaders have always tried to be politically correct so that we won't be brand. They say, look, if today is a Biron man that is perpetrating what is happening, I don't mind you say it is a Biron man, as long as you can prove it. What's the solution? And as leaders and as legislators over time, we have said, look, if the conventional security at the federal level cannot really go down to look at it, give us state police. And we have become canvassing for state police. And I'm happy that, yes, every governor and everybody is talking about the state police. But to me, again, is that if truly we have identified state police as one of the major solutions to address this issue immediately, by now we're supposed to have state police 2 years down into this administration. If within 1 month we can change the national anthem signed by law, which means within 1 week we can sign the State Police Act.
As we wrap up, what kind of collaboration do you think should happen between the American government and the Nigerian government for this intervention that you welcome?
The collaboration should go beyond intervention on the field. The collaboration should go further to look for the sponsors who are benefiting for what is happening. There's somebody somewhere, either within or outside. Unless you get the queen that is feeding and is breastfeeding these terrorists, definitely the information will be. So if it has turned to be a cabal that is behind what is happening in Nigeria, we must name out the sponsors. Because as a Nigerian
government.
Yes, Nigerian government must name
the sponsors.
Yes, name the sponsors. Get the sponsors. Prosecute the sponsors. If you can, if you can get wind of a possible coup and change service chiefs within 48 hours.
They said there's no coup.
Yeah, well, whatsoever it is, but whatsoever it is, the rumor is there. The Nigerian, I can clearly spell out 1, 2, 3 issues that the Nigerian government under the current administration have shown interest and capacity. The issue of the tax reform bill. Today, it's something that within how many years, despite the opposition that when it started, they were able to manage the opposition, and today we have the tax reform bill. Despite the opposition, the last administration on the issue of the Petroleum Industry Act, today we have it because because they have shown interest and capacity, despite the opposition on the issue of various issues that have to do with what they call it. Do we have TSA today so that to put? So why can't you show interest on the issue and capacity on the issue of insecurity? Okay. We're not talking about statistics. We're talking about real-time issues on the ground. Can you today tell me that in the North Central, we can leave religion aside and come together with a common front? I want to see all our governors discussing this, that this is, we're not talking about religion. Because in the North Central, you have only 2 governors that are Christians and 4 governors that are... So can all of them come to the table together and discuss the issue of insecurity and forget the issue of religion?
Okay.
So those are the kind of collaboration and those are the kind of networking we expect and to see among our people within the North Central, the Middle Belt, and even the entire North as it is. But I can tell the more the issue of you are a Christian, I am a Muslim continues in Nigeria, we will still be backward as a people. So a lot of discussion and conversation needs to come around these issues of insecurity in Nigeria. Because now it is banditry. It has gone to banditry and kidnapping. And once it has gone to kidnapping, kidnapping is an industry.
Why is it that? Let's look at it vividly. My Bible tells me I should say the truth and the truth will set me free. These are people that are enjoying to loot government money by releasing their children, the Almajiris and the rest. They went into kidnapping, robbing people on the way, sending them in all the states, and they do atrocities to the whole nation, and the government knows. And look at what is happening. These people, instead of them to come out and say, thank you, Trump, for coming in to help us. Why? The repentant Boko Haram have been exhausted into Nigerian army and air force, police.
Okay, we're going to come to that because that's also another very sensitive issue.
And that, no, let me tell you, they know, I want to finish, they know definitely nothing they can do before our Nigerian army will arrive at a place where terrorist camp is. The repentant Boko Haram has passed a signal to them that we are coming. When they come to that camp, they will discover it's empty. They have all relocated to another forest. And here is it. When called prom is coming, they are wrecking, say they don't like it because they enjoy the game. But let me tell you something with the question that you asked me. I'm over 100% to 500% accepting the intervention of Trump because Nigerian government, their hands are tied. They know. And that is why there's a strong influence into this government to deny that there's no genocide on Christians.
But what do you think Trump will do differently if he were to intervene? Do you think he will be able to find the perpetrators quicker or what?
Trump will not find it easy because some senators are sponsors to win election. They use the insurgent to block vote for them, to guide the vote for them, and influence it to come out with a fake, deceitful result. And the next thing, some governors, there's many things that I have secret, I will not say it here. How emirs, very soon, just recently, the whole northern emirs, they meet in the northern part of one of the states. And I know how they condemn the issue because some of them have been hypnotized, they are in chain. Because if they open their mouth and speak, you see assassination on them. The governors also, some of the governors are sponsored.
So you're alleging that some of these attackers are being sponsored by people in power?
Some of them that are in power, not all. There are those that are good. Even in the Fulani terrorists, the good Fulani doesn't want this thing to happen. Good Muslims doesn't want this thing to happen. Like coming to the faith of Muslim in the southwest and southeast, south. It's a good faith. But the character of Muslim that is in the north is terrible.
So are you able and would you be willing to share proof of some of these persons in power that are sponsoring these attackers?
Let me tell you, I have it within me, but I will not say it. I've already taken an oath. I will say this one. Let them take me. I've chosen death. Let them take me. Who will come? The person that will surely sue me to court. That is when I'll come out. Because nobody that is not a sponsor of terrorists will respond. It's only the governors, the senators that have their deep hand that will sue me to court. Until when we read there, I know what God will give me to tell them.
Let's talk about the death threats that you allege you're receiving.
Yes.
So you said that you have even been given a 7-day warning.
Then the 7 day, they are busy fasting.
So who are the people you suspect are behind these threats, and what steps have been taken to guarantee your safety?
The people that have a hand in the terrorists, they will go to any land because they know if Trump came in, their business of the day will fail.
So you're saying that those who are sponsoring the terrorists are also behind the threats?
They are behind the threat. Even the Boko Haram, they are meeting. I'm aware of it. They have put money on my head. If anybody killed me, he has a price. And 7 days has passed. I have my 7 days too. Through prayer and fasting in the Lord Jesus Christ. The battle has been drawn. I will fight better if I'm in the grave. My blood will speak. That's why I spoke to my family. My wife is here. Nobody should give CC if they kidnap me. It is the way for me to go to heaven. And by the time I arrive heaven, oh no, whatever I ask God to do for me for the sake of my people, in Christians in Nigeria, nothing will stop God from doing it. Because it's right in the Bible. Because the soul of innocent people that were killed on earth in Revelation are crying every day in heaven, saying, God, when shall you take vengeance for them, for us? They gave them white garment. Wait until other brothers have been killed on earth. That is, I'm one of the other brothers.
Okay, so
yes.
I mean, these are very strong words, and I've seen a couple of those videos where you have said that you've given explicit instruction to your people.
Yeah, they should never pay kobo.
That they shouldn't pay ransom, that your blood speaks better.
Because why I say this, listen, why I say this, it is in the agenda of Islamic terrorists. They should kidnap Christians as long as they can do and ask for ransom so that they will plunder the Christians and cripple their businesses, cripple the income that they will feed their family. And it's part of jihad. It's part of jihad.
So these threats that you're receiving.
So why should I take the last thing that my children would eat and they would just plunder me and end up, my children will be suffering? I know what is happening in the nation. Even my children. Once they see the name of my children looking for employment, looking for a service. They refuse. They will eliminate my children. Even if they write the exam very well, they saw that Chomo Ezekiel, they will just cancel it.
Is this what is happening now?
Now to me.
And you think it's linked to...
It's linked to what is happening.
Okay, so these threats...
And that's getting what I told my children, that please let me tell you something. Every one of them must carry the cross. Be in Christ. Let Jesus take over your life. The country is something. Even when you are in the queue, you mention your name that you are Darin Ezekiel Dachomo. You are Mvo Ezekiel Dachomo. Those who, when they are married, so their name has changed. But once they discover they have a link to the father, they will say, this is a man that is giving us trouble in Nigeria. They should never give room for his children. And that's what my children are suffering today.
Okay, Reverend, I want to find
out. With the graduates, they are nothing, they cannot apply.
Yeah, I want to find out about the threats that you mentioned.
Yes.
You know, you got information that you have a 7-day warning, which you say the 7 day has elapsed.
It has elapsed.
So you also talked about the fact that you know about their gatherings. Do you have people giving you this information, or it's speculation?
Absolutely, from the bottom of my heart, insiders. Those that knows what I was doing is good. Let me tell you something. If my Bible says I should love my neighbor, and I refuse to love my neighbor, I'm under a curse. And this is what I love the Fulani, including the terrorists. I love Muslim, and I will do anything. God has helped me. I've given form to Makkah. To the Fulani, they have gone to Makkah. There's one man that has gone to Makkah. During crisis in Bukuru, my house is among terrorists. Among the Muslims, not terrorists. Let me tell you something. But it later becomes terrorists after the crisis. All Muslims, there was burning of fire. Almost many houses in Bukuru, just Plateau State. All the Muslims, they cannot escape. Like that imam that was able to save almost 300 Christians. But over 100 people in Gar were slaughtered. My grandmother that I told you, she was killed. My uncle was killed. My best friend was killed. After a month, crisis emerged in Bukuru. And they all rushed into my house. The Muslim. My wife is there. Some of them, they were there. Even up till date, they are showing appreciation. And let me tell you, they came to my house. We fed them. And they need water to do salah. We provide the water for them. We did everything. I have to order my treasurer and the church secretary. The last week offering and tithe. I said, bring the money. They brought the money. We asked for security because every place there was locked down. We moved to Kaduna State. I went and load food stuff because all my food stuff in my house is finished.
Okay.
So I brought the food to them and we cooked for them. Then after they relaxed the coffee, we invited security men. Let me tell you, there was a Fulani man when he came. We invited, they came and took them away.
Okay, Reverend, for want of time, I want us to talk about the fact that it seems, and there have been speculations, that Christian organizations and Christian leaders are conveniently avoiding these conversations, and it now looks as though you're acting on your own. So why do you think the silence exists? Although recently we've seen some Christian organizations converge, to address the issue, but people are saying that they're not talking about it enough as passionately as you are. Why do you think it feels like you're working on your own?
You see one thing. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, he said, you are the light of the world and you are the salt. What is the work of the salt? is to give good tests. Chapter 5, verse 11 to 13. We are the soul of the earth. We are to make the country grow. Every Christian must make the country grow. We are the preservers so that the nation will not decay. If you put salt on meat, it will not decay. It preserves the meat. We are the preservers of peace in Nigeria.
So why are the other Christians silent then?
I'm coming. They are silent because they have lost their test. And Jesus said, when the sword lost his test, he will be silenced. He will never preserve Nigeria with the truth because he doesn't have the truth. He will never give good test. A soul arriving in the soup, it has to dissolve and touch every part. That's why Christians must have a say in politics. We are the salt. We have to go into the world of the politics, but they are silent. Jesus said, a soul that lost his silence will be thrown away. He become useless. They will be marching on it. Islamic people are marching. They are marching, definitely marching on Christians that have lost their saltiness. They are light, but they are under the table. They are not on the top of table. Even Islam doesn't see light in them. They don't see light. Then here comes the Holy Spirit. Take over my body. You must cry out for my people. And God heard the cry from responded. As God responded to children of Israel in Egypt while they are slaves.
Okay, so Reverend, are you saying now that all these Christian associations are not backing you up, either in secret or in the open? Are you saying that you're actually on your own?
I'm saying that. I may not say they are not backing me because there are those that were regretting they are regretting what some of them have said on the social media.
So which of them are regretting right now? Has anyone reached out to you from
like I asked the chairman can Northern State. I see the press release. I know what he said because they were in Kaduna. Kaduna people, they are buried more than how many thousands? Only when we go to heaven you will know. The southern Kaduna are bleeding. What shocked me more is the issue of that village that they burned people over 200, where that village, the bishop came in Benue. The president of Nigeria arrived Benue, but he was not able to go to the scene of Yelwata. He stayed. He has the calling helicopter. He has many, even if the road is bound, he can fly over Yelwata and see corpses. But he didn't go. Haba, what have we done? Politically, we are under genocide. We don't have a say in Nigeria anymore. And all the appointed Christians in this government, they are those that have lost their saltiness. They are marching on them. And this is what is happening, my sister. My fellow brothers in the nation, Christians are in pain.
All right, Reverend.
We must do the work of Saul. Preserve the Christian in the north are dying almost every day. Like today, they are burying 2 people. In Rachi. I'm supposed to be there. But I'm here in Lagos. Should I give you the story of raping? I was there in the hospital. If you go to my social media, if you go to Facebook, you will see me live and direct. The Fulani terrorists came into the hospital and seized 2 Christian girls, took them to the bush, raped them, lied themselves. The woman came in the hospital. I was there. I lay my hands on them and pray for them in tears. And other Muslims are on admission, but they didn't touch them.
All right, Reverend, you have made a couple of videos, and I want to also find out again, in recent time, has anyone from the government, local, state, or even federal, reached out to you or carried out investigations based on your report? And what do you think that the government should be doing right now that they're not doing?
No, the government, they must come out of their bias heart and come out publicly.
But have they reached out to you? Have
They
they
have not
carried
reached
out any
out.
investigations whatsoever?
They have not reached out because they have seen the fact. Look at the recent killing. Look at this child was killed. And you are saying it's not a genocide. Innocent child. Look at this man in the bush. Look at him. Recently, I told them to take it. Look at another man was butchered.
And these are all Christians?
This is the grave. They are all Christians. I will bring that my church. Look at how corpses they are. Oh no. I don't want to talk much about this. And look at it. Look at our crops. They went to the bush and cut down our crops. There is no harvest for us. They put their cows inside. Look at the corpses of people that they have killed recently. I was there to perform the burial. Oh, this one is not clear. Look at the corpse of my church secretary in Yarwe, lying. And this church secretary came from the military sector. They were holding a meeting with the Fulani for peacekeeping. One of the Fulani, they follow him and track him down. They shot him completely. Solo. What will I say? Look at it. It's here. The crops that they cut down. Look at it. Evidence upon evidence out of hundreds of farms that have been destroyed. Now we are thinking with my wife what we are going to do to buy foodstuffs with the support that we are receiving.
And you think this has nothing to do with the farmer-herder clashes?
It has nothing to do. It's a religion thing. Do you think if we are the Muslim because they want to conquer Plateau? They want Plateau to belong as Nasarawa state. Plateau and Benue, they have war. They will bring in under Sokoto Caliphate. And because we stand tall to be resistance, very stubborn to Islamic jihad, and we know, we have told our children, we are ready to die so that you have a place to live. And what we are passing through is to help Nigeria survive. Christianity in Nigeria must survive in the name of Jesus.
All right, Reverend.
Look at my church clearly. This picture came out. Look at his corpse. He came there to kill him. I have to look for money and take care of his wife with my wife and the church. We have to go in to help his family. And do you know what this boy was doing? He stood on the ground. God used him to stop cattle rustling. Together with the chairman Yeti Allah of Barkiladi local government. So when we succeeded in stopping the youths of the Fulani, we are not happy. They went and killed the chairman this year, Yeti Allah, who was blocking them not to come and kill us. They eliminate him. And look at the secretary, they're working together, they eliminate him. then you are telling me that that it's not religion, it's a real religion. Look at his corpse. When we invited the army, because we cannot carry the corpse, we have to invite the army because they were there, ambush, waiting for us to come. Then they will do the same thing they did with Senator Danton. When Senator Danton went for burial of over 40 people that were killed, they were waiting on mountains when we are descending into, come and see, gunshots practically from different angles.
Were some of these attacks targeted at children?
Yes. If they found children, let me tell you, I myself, look at it. You see, these are corpses in the grave. There are children inside. I will not forget about one woman that up till date is still fresh in my memory. When we came for burial, the Fulani came. She cannot run because she was pregnant. They struck her and put their swords into her stomach, and come and see the festus flying out with her intestines. We have to gather. I was there performing the burial.
All right, Reverend, for want of time, you did mention that you were receiving support, and we know that thousands of families have been displaced because of these attacks in Plateau State, neighboring villages. Where are these supports mostly coming from?
In fact, this support, let me tell you the truth, is from poor people. Where is my answer? I gave them church account.
So
many of them decided to say they will not put their money, they want to support the work that I'm doing. They forced me to bring my account. And colleagues, some of them say, give the account. Then I release the account. Do you know, in that donation, you'll find 100 naira donation. Statement, I can release it. 100 naira, 200, 500, 1,000, the highest. There's somebody and his family, they released 500,000. And today I'm going to take care out of that money, the bereaved that I borrowed. I would see what God with my wife and the widows. On Thursday, I will be meeting with all the widows that their husbands have been killed. I've passed circular all over. So with what we have, we'll sit down with the committee of the church, the rural church council, and we'll come up with what they have sent in my account. I say I will release it with my wife. We say let us support. And we thank God, the Yoruba people, come and see, Yoruba from the south, they are donating. I said, I shed tears. And even some top politicians, nobody. I didn't see a lot of anybody.
Okay.
Or anybody from outside the country.
All right, Reverend, for want of time.
But some people from outside the country are supporting me, 200,000, 100,000. Some will send $200, they convert it into the account, then I will see it in Naira.
That's the ordinary, like, citizens.
Ordinary citizens, let me tell you.
All right, Reverend, I also want to find out, because of our time, you mentioned before this interview that there was a council meeting, a church council meeting, and a resolution was made. Would you like to share what the decision was?
I was overwhelmed with joy. This is what we have been waiting for. But I went ahead of the church. I told my youths all over, rise up, the youth in Plateau, rise up and defend yourself to death according to Constitution. Because every time they will kill you, you will see a big young youth running together with his mother and his father into the bush. And they will allow these terrorists to take over the village and do anything. But with our resolution that we took of the Church of Christ in nation, I love it. Every youth of Church of Christ in nation, in one of our community, rise up and defend yourself to death with whatever God has laid in your hand. God asked Moses, what do you have? I will use it to save the nation.
Okay, Reverend, so the final question now is, what does a peaceful Plateau state look like? What does a peaceful Nigeria look like to you? And what gives you hope that that vision is achievable?
Let me tell you what gives me hope is when people enter into the fear of God. Many Christians have rejected Jesus Christ. They don't have room for Jesus in their heart. Imagine what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. The encounter between the angels and Abraham. Abraham asked them, if we find 50 people in Sodom and Gomorrah, will you spare them? They say yes. He went down to 20. He went down to 10. He said, yes, we'll spare it. But while we're suffering, many Christians have abandoned Jesus Christ. They don't want Jesus to control their heart. When God sits in heaven and say, these are my people, Abba, the insurgent will receive favor and they will begin to repent. When they see the kind of reflex of Christ dwelling in us, let me tell you, the insurgents, they have even started. They are now surrendering their life to Jesus. There are some that I say they should not come out from Islam. Since they have accepted Jesus, remain there. If they are bowing their head, let them call Jesus in their heart. If they are doing awala, washing their legs, they should say the power of Jesus. Let me tell you, I have many. They will call me and say, Pastor, yanzu mun zama Krista. Aduan da kai a television mun karba.
What does that mean?
It means you see Muslims calling me, will say, Pastor, we have now become Christian. And where are you? We are coming to be with you. I said, no, don't come. We have, based on your prayers, we have accepted Jesus through social media.
Okay. Reverend, what is your final message to both Christian and Muslim clerics?
In fact, my final message, all Christians should continue to display love, shed abroad over our heart by the power of the Holy Spirit. Let's try our best to show love, and this is what we are doing. I love the Muslim, I care for them, and every Christian must imitate. And to the Muslim side, you know you are. When you choose Nigeria to have peace, Nigeria will have peace. But if you refuse that Nigeria will not know peace, we will never experience peace. But already Christians are the supplier of peace. When I was invited by Josie, former Josie, into Rukubabara, and they gave me a chance to speak. What do you have to say about the same question you threw to me? My first statement, 7 Muslims were invited from different local government. Christian traditional rulers, generals from the headquarters, they were there with the GOC, and they gave me time and they asked me this question. I stood up and said, if you go to my Facebook, you scout, you will find it. I say, why is it that one-sided is supplying peace for the nation? My fellow Muslims, why is it that, you know, if you stood on your ground and say you are going to supply peace for us in Nigeria, we will have peace.
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. These are some of the reactions coming from Nigerians. Honestly, this country is gone under this kind of leadership. Anyway, you must have heard that Ted Cruz has come out to say that the Nigerian government is the enabler of what is happening to Christians. Like you can see, it says United States Senator Ted Cruz has claimed that Nigerian government is aware of policies fueling alleged Christian persecution in Nigeria, but chooses media manipulation over accountability. This is what Ted Cruz is saying, that Nigerian government is complicit. That's just the long and short of it. Now, don't you think that this wasn't mere claim but more of fact about Nigeria today? We need sincere answers, honestly. And this person here said this particular man is currently in Nigeria and even about to hold a program on how they will hate and take over more communities in Nigeria. So guys, this is what we are saying. And this one here says supporting Cruz isn't anti-Nigeria, it's anti-hypocrisy. And until the government stops treating religious violence like a branding problem instead of a human problem, outsiders will continue telling us the truth, honestly. And this other person here said, Senator Ted Cruz, can you help the Palestinian Christians too with this? Where is your voice on this man? Or should I say, what is it about Israel? You go mute. So guys, I don't know. Christians are really suffering a lot, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. I just hope that, this one says Sharia law radicalizes, empowers, promotes hate between Judeo-Christians and traditional worshippers. Repeal, aid, or separate separate the Christians from Islamic Muslims. There is no place, there's no place for Sharia law in a secular and very sensitive, diverse country like Nigeria. That's the cause. So guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell notification. Thank you.